Okay, this week we're going to move on to doing scholarly research online using two tools, Academic Search Complete and Google Scholar. These are two good examples of looking for scholarly content online using two different kinds of tools. Now, when you're doing research online or doing academic research online, you have to think about, in particular, what the best search tool would be to find the kind of information that you need, because there's a lot of different kinds of information. I mean, so not all of it is going to be available via Google on the free web. Some of it's going to be in special sources. Now, make sure you spend a little bit of time, looking over these slides, and we'll provide just the text for you as well. You need to really think about what the different kinds of sources are and what purpose you're using them for. For doing academic work, scholarly material is necessary, not just because it's more reliable and trustworthy, but because the content itself is different. So, scholarly content means that it's written for a specific audience by a specific audience. It's written for scholars and experts and professionals for other scholars, experts, and professionals. The articles themselves, once you see them, you'll notice right away how different they are. It's not written for a general audience, and they contain original research. And something talking about a new study in a magazine article written for a general public is just going to refer to that study. This is going to be that original study itself. Peer-reviewed, that means that these journal articles have been reviewed and vetted by those other professionals. It's not just printed or it's not looked at just by one editor, or certainly it's not like a blog posting which is just put up in a self-published way. Let's look at Google Scholar as an example of how you can find some scholarly content using Google. If you're just doing a regular Google search, you can go to More and then Even More, and you'll see that Google offers ways to pre-filter your searches. If you're looking for videos, looking for images, looking for books, maps, Google Scholar is limited to scholarly content. You can also just go to scholar.google.com, or of course just Google Scholar, and it'll take you there. Now, this content, it's going to be a lot of books are going to come up, citations to journal articles, some full text journal articles as well, because a lot of researchers will self-archive their papers on their school's websites. Keep in mind, though, some of these are just citations. It's not going to give you the whole article for free anyway. And if you hear mention of the deep web or the invisible web, this is just a reference to how Google does not index everything in the universe, that there are some of those journal articles aren't even going to come up at all when you're doing a Google or a Google Scholar search. Now, thinking about Google, you've got to remember that Google, its strength is that it tells you what information exists online. It doesn't have access to everything, though, so that's something you've got to remember, that it's not going to tell you everything that exists in the universe. Libraries, you need to go to libraries to access that information, because even if Google tells you that a journal article exists in a journal, it won't necessarily give you access to actually reading that article, or that ebook, for instance. So consider, what the strengths are for different places that you're looking in. Google has everything that's available on the free web. Google Scholar is just a subset of those Google results on the free web. That's academic content. Library databases is much more limited, but it can be more efficient if you're looking for specific kinds of content, full text journals, magazines, and newspapers. Now, what's useful is that you can configure Google Scholar so that Google Scholar will actually work together with the library databases. It will check all of the results to see if it's available in full text. So let me show you how to configure it. If you go to Scholar Preferences And you'll have to do this the first time you use a browser session. See, LaGuardia appears here, but the first time you open it up, nothing will appear here. So underneath library links, you have to put in LaGuardia Community College and click on Find Library. And look here, this LaGuardia Community College appears because we've set it up so that we can have Google Scholar now check the library's databases with its search results. You have to hit Save Preferences. Now, every time you search, I'll show you how it checks the library databases at the same time. Now, Google Scholars, it's going to give you the results in the way that it guesses what you want. You can do an advanced scholar search to sort of more specifically tell Google how you want those results to appear, or if you wanted to limit those results to just a particular journal, a particular author, containing a particular phrase. There's another video you can watch to walk you through doing an advanced scholar search that we'll link to. This is called field searching. And as I was saying, not all those Google Scholar results would be full text unless you save those Scholar preferences, which I just did. So as an example, I'm going to look for a journal article about the author Ralph Ellison, and his book Invisible Man. You see what happens? So now it comes up with results from books, comes up from citations from books. Howard University Press, this is probably a book. Citations. But you see here this is a journal article from JSTOR, and this is finding it, and it appears as full text at LaGuardia. And so if you click on it here, it should bring up the article and a link to the article in one of the library's databases called JSTOR. And you can view the whole article here, download the PDF, and save it here. See, something else to keep in mind is that these little Find It buttons, this will actually this is like a second tool that you can use to see if the article is available in a database. Let me click on one of these just to show you as an example. The Find It button. You'll see the Find It button appear in a number of the other databases as well. It does a cross-searching all of the databases that the library subscribes to. In this case, this is found in more than one database. So you can click on one of them and it should bring you the full text of that article. And there it is. PDF full text. So just talking, the Find It button will look in the other databases, full text to bring up the article from the library database. So these library databases are only available to subscribers. So the library subscribes to us for us as an institution, so all students and staff and faculty will have access to these articles. This is why if you're trying to use these databases off campus, you need to log in order to access the databases, because it's not available for free to the general public. So if you click on the link library LaGuardia.edu research off campus, you can it should be right here on our databases page using the library from off campus. It'll give you tips for how to log in from off campus. Now you just need to put in your LaGuardia Live email login and password in order to get into these databases. Academic Search Complete is one of the biggest scholarly databases that we use here at LaGuardia. It covers a whole range of subject areas, humanities and social sciences. So using Academic Search Complete, something you need to remember is that these databases do not work as intuitively as searching in Google. A lot of times you have to put an "and" in between the words you search. And it's also, you've got to be savvy with the words that you put in and the phrases you put in. If you put in too long of a phrase, that might come up with nothing, and you need to start to rethink what you're searching. Or if you put in too few words, that might come up with too many results. So you have to find a nice balance of specific and general. So for instance, if you're looking for something that talks about the causes of global warming, causes and global warming is a good search to do. So I'm going to do a sample search in Academic Search Complete just to give you get your feet wet with using it. So you go to the library's homepage, you click on Find Articles and Books Online to bring up the databases page, and we've all got them all sorted by subject, because if you go to the alphabetical list of databases, you'll see there's a long list of databases we subscribe to. Click on Academic Search Complete for this test, and as you see, the default is set to a Boolean phrase search, which means that whatever you put in the search box here, it's going to search for those words as a phrase, which is why you need to put an "and" in between the words, such as global warming and causes. If you change it to find all my search terms, you can just put in global warming causes, and that automatically fills in that "and" for you. But in this case, I'm going to do a sample search, social networking and gender. So say I was looking for articles about social networking. I would also make sure you don't have any typos, because typos, misspellings are going to throw off the results. So I'm looking for articles about social networking and gender. So say I wanted to find out more about how if teenage girls use social networking sites differently than teenage boys. So click on search, and you see 115 results come up. Not all of them are going to be available in full text, because some of these databases just index or just tell you what journal articles are out there, which is why there's that Find It button there. So if I click on Find It, it will do a cross search, and it'll tell me, oh, this article you want, it's available in another database called Science Direct. And if I click on Full Text Online, it should bring up the article in Science Direct full text PDF over here. Because all of these databases, they all have different specialties, all have different subsets of information in them. Academic Search Complete is a good general one. If you limit this to full text, you can see that you can also limit it to just scholarly journals. You can also limit it by date range, specific date. So now 76 of these results are going to be available in full text. And if you click on the title of any one of these articles, you'll bring up all of the citation information here, what journal it's from, the date, link to the full text, and useful, which is the abstract, which is a nice short summary of the article, as well as tools, like you can email this article to yourself, save it, and the citation is nice. This brings up a works cited list citation you could use. Of course, you need to double check it to make sure it's all correct. Now, so which one should you use? You've got to think about what kind of articles you're looking for. And remember, you don't have to search in just one place. You can always search in more than one place, more than one database. You'd have to do the same search or variants on that same search to find as many articles as you can.